Now, earlier, I told you that Macron's alleged biological parents, who you see here up on the screen, had some interesting jobs just off the bat. His father, Jean-Michel Macron, was a psychiatrist. And yes, of course, we know for a fact that psychiatrists have done some evil things, some very evil things throughout the years. Don't even get me started before I should actually get started, go onto a tangent about who Sigmund Freud was and how disturbing it is that he is taught within our school systems here in America as some sort of a hero, that he broke through modern psychiatry. Yeah, what exactly, how much of a breakthrough and a contribution did he make? Again, we'll pause and talk about that in a different episode so as not to get lost. But yes, Daddy Macron was a psychiatrist, and his mother, Frances, she's very important there on the right, was a pediatrician. What an absolute combo for Emmanuel Macron growing up, right? Well, interestingly enough, something very interesting was discovered about his mother, Francoise. Sorry, I think I said Frances, Francoise. Now, we told you she was a pediatrician who also served as a medical advisor to the Social Security office. Well, eventually, something very interesting came up about her and her work for the Social Security Administration, okay? This I'm going to read straight from journalist Xavier Poussard's upcoming book, which he is going to be available on Amazon. If in case you want to skip through to the end of the story and see where it ends. He writes, quote, "Faced with the wall of Emmanuel Macron's childhood, we decided to screen it meticulously with this question in mind. Why did the family refuse to respond to journalists' requests? And why did they need Brigitte's approval? A hearing at the French National Assembly caught our attention. It was that of Sylvain Telesfort. She was giving a testimony. Sylvain Telesfort was the president of the Institute for Intersexuality and Hermaphroditism and the Association of Europe. Now, she was born in Beauvais in 1956 under the name Sylvain Telesfort, and then changed her name to Sylvain by a court ruling in Paris on May 15, 2007. So actually, Sylvain was born a he, and he incidentally revealed to the French National Assembly that he had been given administrative support in his gender transition by a senior doctor at the Primary Health Insurance Fund, Dr. Yep, you guessed it, Francoise Macron, also known as Emmanuel Macron's mother. So a person who had transitioned suddenly testifies and says, actually, yeah, the person that assisted me in doing that was Dr. Nogue. Francoise Macron actually assisted me with this transition. So we know that that took place, that she was involved in supporting gender transitions. The question then remained whether this was simply a unique case or whether Macron's mother had been involved in this category of work, assisting people who were transgendered more extensively. And the answer came out last year when an intersex individual, goes by the name Alexandra, described how she had benefited from, quote, waivers granted by the National Referral Advisor, Dr. Francoise Macron Nogue, who, it must be said, is the mother of the current president. She has done a tremendous amount of work following all kinds of generations of people like me, granting subsidies so that we can have access to the best specialists, so that we can take our time, and so that in everyday life, we are not on the margins. If people were rejected by their families, she would find them a small room, and they would receive a disability pension for the duration of the trip. In short, it was very, very well organized. I don't understand why people despise this protocol, end quote. In the second interview, she explained that Francoise Nogue was concerned with a particular pathology known as primary congenital pseudo-hermaphroditism. But you know, you guys, I'm sure all of that is just a coincidence. All of it. I mean, anyone who does not understand how these things just keep happening in the world is just a crazy conspiracy theorist, right? Just a crazy conspiracy theorist. I mean, yeah, okay, I get it. We've got some questions about the gender of his wife, why her past doesn't seem to be coming together. We have some questions, sure, yes, about his past. His dad is a psychiatrist. His mother does some specialty work assisting people in their transitions, and they kept this quiet when they got married. And sure, when they became the president and the first lady, they just had all of these either transgendered or proud pedophilic type things keep popping up. And I'm sure all of this is a coincidence, guys. The books, everything, it's just one big coincidence.